Oh, 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 oh.
Duh.
Hi.
Duh.
I gotta close the door. What if a boy hears us?
Not a boy.
No. No, Daddy, no. Don't listen. I got secrets. I'm gonna tell you a secret right now. I had a few shots. Don't tell Daddy. He can't know.
I won't tell Daddy. Your secret safe with
Remember
me.
that game? Like, don't wake Daddy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you just like try to not wake Daddy up. I don't know how to play.
The actual father.
A father.
To wake father.
It's not to wake Zaddy.
Father.
No. Only wake up Zaddy, not Zaddy. You know what I'm saying? This is a good idea.
Hi, I'm Delia.
And I'm Kirsten.
And
We are
Don't
Pee Your
No
Pants. That was so good. Everybody's following. Like, subscribe, and follow.
Like and subscribe to my channel. We gotta say it together.
I keep, now that
Like
we
and
have to
subscribe.
look there, we look like our eyes are dumb.
Cross-eyed.
Our eyes are so stupid. Don't look at yourself, only look here or at me, and that's it.
Okay.
Sorry, we're new to this
Yes.
podcasting thing,
Yes,
so
Daddy.
everybody just get on board with us not knowing anything.
Look at my cute ass mug.
So cute.
It's an
He's a
owl.
hootie.
It's a baby. Look
Wait,
at
show
the
your other
baby.
baby.
Oh yeah.
We have a baby here.
He's a sleeping baby.
Oh, he's a wiener boy bot.
Do you have anything to say?
Ooh. Say,
Go ahead.
he's not gonna talk. This is boring to everybody.
Bad guy.
Yeah.
Woof. Woof, 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 woof. He's a sleeping boy.
Oh.
Good night, Jerry.
So, we didn't want to talk about any of this. We want to talk about hair cutting.
Yes. So today we are going to get into stories. I think they are good, bad, and everything in between kind of stories.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have a couple of bad stories. I have a couple of inspiring stories. And I also have a couple of, I don't know, just stories.
Just entertainment.
It's just a story. I have
Cool.
a story for
Can't
you.
wait to hear all of them. I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
You want to hear my stories?
I wonder if I heard him before.
Oh, wait. You were about to tell me about your dream. Do you want to tell me or no? Is it not appropriate?
It's not appropriate,
Sell it.
but here we go. Had a dream last night
Okay.
that I was getting like an oily massage from one of my besties. Not
Okay.
you, not you.
Oh, you have another bestie? Okay.
Yeah, I have like other friends. You're not the only one. So, anyway.
This podcast is over.
I feel like my mic's like in my face. I'm trying to figure this out. Anyway, so there we go. So I was like getting like this oily massage.
Uh-huh.
And then she's like, I'm like on my front, you know, laying down on the
Oh.
bed.
Okay.
And she's rubbing the back of me.
Okay.
And she starts like rubbing in my butt cheeks. And I was like, okay, I guess this is part of the massage, whatever. And then she starts rubbing my bunghole.
What?
And I was like, this kind of feels good. And I feel uncomfortable. And I think I'm going to say something now. And I was like, hey, friend, that just got me feel some kind of way. I think you should stop. And she's like, no, it's good.
No?
It's good. I like it. And
No,
I was
no,
like,
no.
all right. And I felt violated and also very good. And I woke up and I was like, I gotta tell you a story. And without question, she was just like, oh, that's cool. Are you into butt stuff?
For future reference.
I was like, with you? No.
We can try it sometime. I mean, I'm down if you're down.
It was a very embarrassing dream, and I'm embarrassed to the world now. Oh, I don't know why my mind works the way it does. I've never been attracted to this friend. She's a pretty girl, but I'm just like...
Not pretty enough for butt stuff.
It's not pretty enough for butt stuff. I don't know. So, have you had any cool dreams lately?
No, I don't think so.
All right.
No dreams like
Any
your butt
interesting-
stuff. No.
Any interesting stories this week?
No, both of my kids were sick.
Mm.
Blake was sick with like a congestion kind of sick, and
No.
then Ryder got sick with the stomach bug. So that's been my whole entire week.
Why would he do that to you?
I know, it's fucking rude.
Kids.
Ryder, if you're listening, you're fucking rude.
He is going to listen. He said he wants to listen.
No.
Oh my God, he's just going to hear my butt
You're
stuff
heckin-
story. Don't let him listen. He's so small.
No.
Kids, go to bed.
Yeah. If you're a child, stop listening.
Not for
right
you.
now.
We should have
Well,
gave a trigger
We
warning
should
ahead
have.
of
I
time.
was gonna say you should have given a trigger warning before the butt stuff.
Maybe we'll add that in later. Oopsie. Listen.
Now I'm gonna be the one coughing this whole episode.
Listen. Nobody's gonna control this mouth. Not even me.
Okay.
Don't ask me to.
I did it.
If you have a kid, why are they listening?
Yeah.
Dummy.
Don't.
Santa's not real.
You did. All right, now for real. If your
I
kids,
warned you.
if your kid's listening, tell them to go away
I
right now.
warned you. Anyway,
Okay. Anyway,
so once upon a time, like
there was a man named Jed. And once upon a time, he had a frog on his head.
sometimes I'm like, let her talk because you're gonna talk over her and you shouldn't do that. And then you just go on and I'm like, well, that was a mistake. That should have been cut off 5 minutes ago. Oh man, we are just a riot. Fucking riot.
Are you laughing yet?
So, anyways, we worked together. That's how we met. Fell in love.
Mm-hmm.
Not really. Actually, she was my bestie, and like I was not hers for a while. So it's kind of like I was chasing you, and then
Chasing cars.
eventually I got the prize.
Yeah. I'm the prize.
We were doing haircuts, living the dream,
Living the dream.
making zero money at all.
Nope. Negative money. Negative baby.
But I will say, working there at that time was like the coolest experience I've ever had.
Yeah.
We had like the coolest.
We had an OG
Group.
group.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like every once in a while, like some crazy girl would come in or
Yes,
something.
That did not last
and
very
everyone
long.
would be like, that bitch, I don't know about her.
Yeah. Yeah.
But sometimes people came in and they stuck.
Sometimes.
And we liked them.
Yeah. Like Smally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Schmelly and Schmelcy. We liked
Schmally
them.
and Schmelcy, they were the best.
Yeah. But like, it was just this like core group. And even if. Uh-oh.
Ew. That was gross.
Even if some of us didn't like always get along, we were
Mhm.
like pretty much all besties. We were like a big
Yes.
little family.
Best.
Big little.
Mhm.
Not too big, not too little.
No.
The medium smash family.
We were the mediumest
We were the
family ever.
Proud family.
That's copyrighted.
Oh, sorry.
The
Not
Schmouch
proud.
family.
And it was freaking awesome.
It was freaking awesome.
But in the midst of it,
dun dun dun.
we had some crazy stories.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
That's
did.
what we're here to talk about.
Are you ready?
Unless you have stories that aren't about clients and
No, I have some stories that are about clients.
Me too.
All right. Do you want to start us off?
Me?
Yeah.
Am I doing all the talking here?
No, because
okay.
I'm going to listen to your stories and I'm going to tell my stories. I don't think I have as many as you, but we'll see. We'll see what they lead into.
Yeah. Who said we prepared?
We never prepare.
We're just winging it. Okay.
We wing everything. That's why we have wings.
Let me
That's
see.
why we're birds.
Oh, I have okay, so I have I'll bring that up later. Also, I'm pretty sure my 15-month-old daughter got into my phone and wrote a lot of letters in the middle.
Oh, nice.
Do you know what the story NNJJJJ and JJBBB is? Because I don't.
I love that story. That's actually my favorite story. I miss it. Can you tell it again?
Oh, okay. I had a guy that came in, and he was like,
what should we name him?
Jim Bob. And
okay. Okay. Jim Bob.
Jim Bob
Thornton.
And he was wearing like all white head to toe. And let's say he's like 60, maybe.
Okay.
In his 60s.
60. So my father's 60, so that's awkward.
Yeah. No, I would say he's about your dad's age. He was your dad, actually. Jim Bob dad.
Stories about my father.
Jim Bob's daddy.
Oh boy. Okay.
So he comes in and he's like looking to get my hair cut, whatever. I'm like, come on back. I'm cutting his hair. And he goes to sit down like in front of me, and he's clearly wearing like this bright pink thong. And it's sticking out.
And this is about my dad?
No,
Dad, why are you doing this to me?
Not your dad, okay?
He's his dad.
He just looked exactly like your dad.
Oh my god. Dude. Father, put your pink thong away.
So anyways, Jim Bob. So he's like sits down, and like as you know, when you sit in a chair, you're kind of like bent over. So his underwear is clearly out, and I can see it.
Purposely.
And you know the feeling. Like when a client comes in and they're already just like weird or creepy, you're just like, I'm just gonna do this haircut as fast as I can.
Hopefully they tip
get
good.
him out. Yeah, and like I'm gonna be nice, whatever. Right. I'm ignoring the pink thong, is whatever. He sits down and he's like, he's like one of the crusty old men. Like he had like
crusty, dusty, musty.
You know, like when people have shit behind their ears that you're like, do you wash? Do you take baths? I don't know.
You just kind of want to like pick it out and it's like chunky.
Don't.
Yeah.
I don't want to pick it.
I want to.
When my comb hits it and it like cracks and falls off.
Oh my god.
Those stories I could probably come up with a lot of.
Oh my god.
That's a common experience as a hairdresser.
I have those often because I have a lot of old guys that come in and
do old people forget that they have ears?
I don't know.
What is it?
Well, it's not even just ears. Now in the barber shop, I have men that have like crusty stuff like on their face, and I go to like straight razor shave their face, and I like accidentally straight razor shave like a crusty piece off, and it like starts bleeding, and it's like, oh, it's not a good situation.
Like your skin's just falling off.
Disgusting.
You're like, I have to change my razor 4 times.
I literally, like, not even, no
God.
exaggeration. I changed my razor multiple times.
That's so great. Everyone stop listening. Okay.
Ugh. Trigger warning. Nasty stuff. I'm sorry we keep giving these trigger warnings after we've already said the nasty stuff.
We gotta remember to do that ahead of time. Listen, warning. Future trigger warning. Hair cutting is gross.
Nasty.
And you will hear about it.
Because
that's what we do.
Yeah.
Or did. So
I still do.
Oh God. So this guy, I'm like cutting his hair and he's crusty and he's wearing a pink thong, and I'm just like, what the heck is going on? So I'm just cutting his hair like as fast as I can. I'm not that I was doing a very bad job, but I was just like, let's just get him out of here. So I'm like, all right, and then he's like, can you wash my hair?
Nah.
And like typically
put the gloves on.
Yeah, typically I'm like I will offer a wash.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, I just want you out of here. So he's like, can you wash me? Fine.
I'd be like, no, all of our sinks are actually broken today.
Yeah.
Sorry, we can't do that for you.
We're like getting ready. He's like, I'm going to go over and get a wash because I'm about to meet up with one of my friends who's a lawyer. We like to meet up randomly on Tuesday afternoons and do coke and have sex in the middle of the day. It's like, okay. And at this point, I'm like,
Okay,
sir,
cool.
sir,
Love that for you.
Sir, you are trying to get a rise out of me.
I know.
Clearly, you've done everything you can in your power to get me to go, oh my, and I'm not giving that to you.
No.
That is not, I'm not
I'd be
giving
like,
you what
"Oh,
you want. You
That's
came
cool.
to the wrong hairstylist today. Like, maybe some other girl might be like, oh my, that's woo. I was just like, okay, do your thing. Everybody, each to their own. I think I said that to him. Everybody do what you gotta do. This is not my business. So I take him over. I'm washing his hair. And he's like, he's moaning.
Ah.
And you know that's the worst.
Dude,
There's
I've had-
more awkward moments when you're washing someone's
Oh my
hair
God.
than in any other part of
I
the
do
haircut.
have to admit, it feels fantastic. It feels absolutely wonderful.
It is not
Having-
necessary. You gotten massages and you don't be like, oh, baby.
Oh, well,
like, you don't.
Maybe.
Do you?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe.
Mid-massage. Okay, well.
No, but
We're
it
learning
does-
something today.
It does feel really good, but not moan more.
Yeah, you should get a massage from my best friend. He rubs your butthole. Anyway. So, he's moaning. He's like, and then he goes, you give great head.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I am not giving you head, sir. I am washing your hair like a professional human being, married woman.
Yes.
Massage.
You were not
massages.
married at the time.
Whatever. I was thinking about it.
I was thinking about marriage in that
I was
moment.
living with him forever. But like, it was just gross. And then he goes to leave and he's like, you know how at our like front desk checkout area, there was stations right behind. So you could see like their mirrors.
Yes.
So if you're standing at the checkout, you could see yourself in the mirror. He's turning around
Oh my God.
and look, and he goes, somebody at Starbucks today told me that I was a slut. And I was like, okay.
Is he trying to get
He
you to like
wants me
call
to
him
call
his
out the
dirty
thong.
little
He
slut?
wants me to talk about his pink thong. He's turning around, looking in the mirror at himself like, yeah, somebody earlier called me a slut. Do you think I look like a slut?
Yeah, and then he
Yes,
wanted
I
you,
do,
he
sir.
wanted you to like pull it out and like have it snap back, and then be like,
Like,
"Oh, you
Was
dirty
I
little
supposed to be
slut."
like, oh, Zaddy, you looking
Like,
no.
floss your teeth with it.
I was just like, oh, that's an interesting story. See you later.
Bye.
And maybe if I would have, gave him the time of the day, he probably would have gave me a really good tip.
Yeah, it's you. Yeah, probably. If he has enough money, he'd be doing and like having sex with lawyers
Yeah.
and stuff. He probably would have given you a good tip.
And, there's a lot of hairdressing and I think probably waitressing and like other, what's the word for it? Like service jobs where you get tips and stuff. There's a lot of things. If you were like acting like flirty and sexual towards people, you're going to make more money. That's just how it is.
Definitely.
It's not like written in your job description that that's what you can do, but
right.
not that like I'm very faithful to my boyfriend and my husband and I love him very much.
Your boyfriend is.
But both
Do you
of
have
them.
a,
Zaddy
don't tell your boyfriend about your husband.
Zaddy and Daddy, both of them. No, it's just one person. I burped.
Oh.
Again.
I'm very faithful to my boyfriend and my husband. Just don't tell them about each other.
No, but like I would never purposely do that. But if you're like a little like, wow, your haircut looks so nice.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna get an extra tip.
I typically do that with the very, very, very old men.
Mhm.
I'm like, oh my God, you look so
You're
handsome
so
today.
handsome. Like your wife is
But,
gonna
like,
take
the ones-
you out
absolutely.
tonight.
The ones that are like 75 and
Mhm.
they're like, I don't have any hair. I don't have any hair. And then you're like, oh, you are so handsome. Look at this haircut. And then they like blush a little. Yeah.
Do you have
absolutely.
any stories like on that line of where like creepy guy stories? I'm
Oh,
sure
absolutely. 1,000%. Yes.
You're a baby.
Creepy guy stories?
Yeah.
So I actually had a client so backstory, I left my job for a little while because I got another job opportunity and I did not enjoy that job, so I ended up going back to being a barber.
Yeah.
And before
I already
I
know. Just kidding.
I was telling the
Oh, you're
people.
telling them. Okay, I got it.
So before now I lost my train of thought.
Okay, you stopped working and then you went back.
Yeah, that's it. That's my story.
Sorry, I didn't mean
Hi
to,
guys.
I didn't mean to mess you up. Okay, you were gonna tell the creepy guy story.
Yeah. So I left my job, came back because I ended up hating the other job. And when I came back, one of my clients that I actually canceled,
Mm-hmm.
I fired one of my clients because he was very happily married
Mm-hmm.
and he has children.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess not happily, but he has children.
Yeah.
And I cut his children's hair as well. And the one day he came in to get a haircut without his kid, and he was saying the most creepy, like I can't even explain to you how creepy his vibes were.
Ew, what
And he
he
was
saying?
in his chair and I was shaving his face
Mhm.
and he was like moaning and he was
What is
asking,
it with people moaning?
I don't know, but like I was holding a straight razor to your neck, my guy. Like Sweeney Todd his ass.
Wait, I'm gonna cut your story out. When I was sorry.
It's okay.
I'm so sorry.
just have to
When I was
remember.
washing that guy's hair and he was like, "Oh, you give great head," and he was moaning. One of the other girls we worked with was sitting across from us watching us, and he
Okay.
said he was like
Oh my
shaking
God.
his leg
Like a
like a
dog?
dog.
Oh my God.
Sorry. Do you remember where you were at? If I
That
didn't
was-
say it, it was
no,
gonna be gone.
I know. That was a good intermission. But no. I don't really remember where
You
I'm
don't
at,
remember
but
what he said?
I
He
was-
was moaning.
he was moaning. I was
Mhm.
shaving his face and he was asking me about very sexual things. Like he was asking me about like sexual things that I would do with my boyfriend and like if
Why is that the time?
I don't, it's never the time. Like you know.
I mean, I'll ask. But
I mean, you can ask, but like if I don't know you and it's my first time cutting your hair,
no,
I'm not gonna be like, hey, do you do this with your boyfriend in bed? Like, no. And again, I was straight razoring his face.
Yeah, so you're like this close to
Yeah.
him, like all up. No, that's so
Ugh.
weird.
And he
Was
wasn't
that
even
before you canceled him?
Yeah. That
Okay.
was before I
Okay.
canceled him. And then I canceled him because of that reason. I was
Do
like,
you remember
absolutely
specifics?
fucking not. What?
Do you remember specifics?
About what?
Like what he asked you?
No. I
Oh.
don't. But I just remember it was like
It was
the
bad
most,
enough.
I was sweating. I
Yeah.
was like, get this fucking guy out of my chair.
And then didn't your boss like tell him not to come
Yeah.
back?
She
Yeah.
called him and told him that he made me so uncomfortable that he's not allowed to come back.
Good for her.
Oh, God.
That was the coolest thing. So we both worked together at a chain, and then she left, and I missed her so much.
That you followed me.
And she helped me get another job
It was
at
like
her
the
barber shop.
it was like the truest love story. Like we worked together and then I left and she just had to be with me.
I was
and
like,
she
I
just
can't live one more day without you.
so
No.
she
Also,
followed.
it was a chain. You're not going to make a lot of money there. And like the barbershop was like a cool thing. We could like learn a new skill basically for free, have a free education. And it was like the coolest. I mean, still is. You work there, but
Yeah.
it's like a really cool, like laid back, wear whatever you want, talk about whatever you want, listen to whatever music you want.
Right.
Whereas where we worked before was like uniform, you know, if you're
A
late, you
specific-
get written up,
a
you know,
specific
like,
type
yeah.
of radio that they had pre-made already.
Yeah, we heard the same like Charlie
Same
Puth song
songs
for
over and over
8 years.
again. And I actually it was hilarious because I actually memorized the orders of the song.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
if you
yeah.
remember that, but I would be like, yeah, after this song they're gonna play this song.
Yeah.
And then like 5 seconds later that song came on and everybody was like, are you psychic? I'm like,
How did you
no,
know?
I've
You're
just
like, I've just worked here for
I've just
5 years.
fucking heard these songs in the same order over and over again that I know exactly what song comes on after this. You're a witch.
Yeah. I forget what the point of my story about that was. But I was trying to say we worked at the barbershop together after that. So that's
Oh.
cool.
I don't know. Do you want me to pause it and we can go read back and watch it?
No, it's fine. So I thought of another creepy story while you were talking about it. It's like
Okay.
all coming back.
All right.
But I had a guy ask me, he was like, he wasn't that weird. Like, he was totally normal dude when I was cutting his hair. And then he's like, "Do you, like, shave your legs?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Have you ever, like, had someone else shave your legs?" And I was like, "No, I usually can take care of that myself." I'm pretty good at it. Because I think he was, like, asking me about, like, my razor and my clippers. And then, like, he was trying to, like, gracefully get into that conversation about shaving. And, like,
Yeah.
does you like to shave? Do you shave yourself? Do you shave other people? Like, do you want me to shave you? And I was like,
No.
I think I
think
got
you're
it.
okay.
I've been using a razor for, like, at least 10 years now.
You can probably handle it. But thank you, though. That was a really sweet offer.
Yeah, it's really nice. He just wanted my legs to be naked, and that's nice if you're into that.
He was concerned about you chafing. He was trying to be a good guy.
Hey, and, like, maybe you're into leg hair, and I'm happy for you.
And then he would ask you about lotion and rubbing lotion. And he just was concerned that your skin looked really dry.
Yeah.
He was trying to help you. I can see the concern there.
No, he's just gross.
He's a really nice guy.
He's gross. Oh, that's what I was saying. So when we moved, like, the chain industries,
Yeah.
chain companies, corporate type employers, like they're like all about the customer, the client,
right.
Like everything's about them. And then we moved to the barbershop, and they were very much I'm good. They were very much like, we come first. Stop. Are you gonna cut this out?
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. So when we worked at the barbershop, it was very much like we came first. Are you trying to make it dirty?
We come first.
The client don't come first. We come first. No, but that's what I loved about, like, our boss, like, had our back and was like you said, like, a client was being weird and nasty to you, and she was like, "You're out for life.
Yes.
Don't come back."
Mm-hmm.
And that was really cool. Because I feel like a lot of places where, like I was trying to say, chain employer corporations.
Yeah. Corporate
They're
lawyer.
like, all that matters is money. All that matters is clients.
No.
Guests.
She very much stands behind her employees.
Yeah, and that was, like, really cool. I really respected that.
Yeah.
Because, like, a lot of my stories happened at this chain place.
Right.
The chains.
Chain, ching-a-lang, ching.
Schmear schmuttery. And, like, even if you told your boss, you'd be like, "Oh, that's so weird."
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
And it's nothing against my boss. That's just the chain of,
It's just the mentality.
like, what is she
going
to go to, like, the upper boss and be like,
then
"Can we tell this guy
and
never
then
to
they're
come
not
back?"
going to do anything about
And
it.
they'll be like, "No, we like money."
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Did he pay? Yes. Okay,
Right.
then no, he can come back.
You got another one?
Yeah. I have so when I first started, this is kind of a bad story, but when I first started cutting hair, like my very first.
Oh, I have those.
Yeah.
I have some of those where it's like disaster stories. Yeah.
Like one of my very first men's cuts, literally no exaggeration, like first, second day on the job kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
He was a state trooper. I remember that, and I don't know why I remember that, but he was a state.
This be the cops.
It's probably it's probably the trauma. Honestly, it's just like all in there.
Like, he's gonna arrest me.
Yeah, seriously.
For this haircut.
So he was one of my first haircuts, and he was a buzz cut.
Yeah.
But he got, like, super short on the sides. It was like a 1 on top and like a 0 on the sides.
Yeah. If you don't know what that means, look it up.
Yeah, super short.
We don't got time.
Right, super short haircut.
A 0 is bald.
Yes, and a 1
and
is
like
really...
a 10 is like, I don't know, an inch and a half.
Yeah. So anyway.
So do your math.
Yeah.
So what do you get? A 1?
A 1 on the top and a 0 on the sides.
Okay.
So
almost bald.
Yeah. So I had to fade the baldness into like a little bit of hair.
That is actually very hard to do if you don't know. It's like a barber skill.
And
you learn over time.
Imagine me, my 18-year-old little self with my hands a quivering. Because I have no idea how to cut men's hair.
Wait, can we do that again?
Yeah. It's literally what I look like cutting this guy's hair. So, imagine how happy this guy was to have me cutting his hair. He was like, "Oh yeah, this is gonna be great."
I'm gonna hate watching this. Okay.
This is gonna be.
I'm listening. So is this bald on the top?
Yeah.
Nope.
It's a bald on the top, one on the side. He wanted a bald, and then he wanted some hair on the side.
So you're cutting him bald, and then what? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'm back on track.
Story's out of hand.
Sorry, it's my fault. Go ahead. This is me not talking. Go ahead.
I need Trump. I need Donald.
I'm like little Wheezy in the house right now.
Lois Donald.
Young Moolah, baby! Sorry. Who doesn't want to listen to this? This is great! Okay. Back on track.
Okay, so anyway.
I can't help myself. Go ahead.
So he was a state trooper.
We were way past that.
So he
Okay, he was getting a 0 on the side. He was getting a 1 on the top. You're shaking. Now what?
I'm shaking in my boots. Imagine this.
I'm there with you. Like, keep going because I'm gonna go off again.
So I was cutting his hair, and apparently I was being super aggressive.
Oh,
Because, I don't know. It was because if anything, I
you're
was
shaking into his head.
really shaking into his head. Because if anything, you would think I would be being super gentle,
Right? Because you're new and you're
right?
scared.
And I'm super nervous, and so I apparently was being super aggressive, and he kept like, yeah, like. And I was like, I'm sorry. What, am I doing something wrong? And he's like, no, you're fine. You're fine. And then
I love it. You're under arrest. You have the right to remain silent.
Yeah. You've had new interest.
What's that word?
Put your hands up.
Okay, so
I was apparently causing him so much pain that he eventually stood up and he ripped off his cape and he
that's the
screamed at me and he goes, "My head's not a bowling ball."
What?
I'm sorry that I treated your head like
well,
a
you sure want a
ball.
haircut that looks like one.
What? How do you treat a bowling ball?
You're like, did I try to stick my fingers in and roll it down?
Was I trying to
You
roll?
put your fingers in his ears. one in his ear and 2 in his nostrils.
I was like, what the fuck? How was I treating your head like a bowling ball?
Oh my god!
And then he
Who
just-
knew this is gonna be the funniest story we ever told?
And then he just stormed out the door. Like, that's it. And then I went and cried in the background.
That is the worst.
I was just like, I don't know how I treated him like a bowling ball. I don't know what I did wrong.
That is the worst. Especially, like, I don't know if you remember, I had one old lady client that was, like, my little sweetest little old friend. Nobody liked doing her hair because she would be, like, difficult or picky,
Mhm.
and we just became besties.
I had a couple of those. I had a
And
little
I
old
loved
lady.
her.
I had a little old lady that was super frustrating to everybody else.
Mhm.
And like the one guy that nobody liked,
Mhm.
that I cut his hair every time, and I didn't mind him. He like, yeah, he was just
he
there.
became, so when you left, or maybe I don't know if it was before that, but he was like my favorite too.
I didn't mind him at all.
And you know why? Because I would tell him, I'd be like, so this guy, right? He would come in and he'd be like, do my sideburns last.
Right.
And I want them not too short.
Not like
And
this.
he wants them like down.
Like this.
I guess we should be friendly to audio. He wants them like down almost to his chin.
Right.
And he wants some length. And this guy got curly hair. So he
Right.
wants gray, poofy, long
Yes.
sideburns. And he's very particular about them. And he would be like, cut them last. You would start cutting his hair, and he'd be like, can you put the hair that you cut into my hand so I can see how much you cut? It was like ridiculous.
It was ridiculous.
And eventually he said to me, I'm sorry, am I being like an asshole? And I said, absolutely, yes, you are. I said, I've cut your hair probably 15 times. You always don't remember my name.
Yep.
And
you never said my name right.
You act like we've never met before. I was like, every time you walk in, I say your name. I say, hi, how are you doing? How's your wife? How's your kids? Like, I know who you are. You know who I am.
Right.
And you trust me. And you know that I do your haircut good every time. You will point to
request.
Me. You will point to me and say, I want that one.
Right.
And you know that I do your hair well. And every time you act like I don't know what I'm doing.
Right.
And that kind of does make you look like an asshole. And I said this to him.
Yeah.
Like,
I know. I did the same thing when I cut his hair.
I would, if you like whip them into shape a little bit, they're like, you're right.
Yep.
I'm sorry. You always do a good job. That's why I asked for you. And I said, thank you. No, please let me finish.
Completely agree.
And that is not the first time. I remember there was a client, you might remember this too, but there was a client that was always late.
Yeah.
Like, and we kind of started to know some of these people and their time.
Yep.
We'd like schedule extra time, which is actually hard for us because that's our money. Like, time is money.
Right.
So we'd be like, well, this person's coming in. I got to give an extra 15
minutes.
minutes.
Well, I would actually schedule them. I would tell them to be there 15 minutes before I would actually schedule them.
That's smart.
So that they would get there at the time that I actually scheduled them for.
That's smart. But one time I said, oh, no, don't worry. We all know that we're on Debbie time.
Yeah.
And she was like, what's Debbie time? And I was like, you don't know? Like,
right.
We all know we're on Debbie time.
Right.
You don't know?
Yeah.
And she started to be on time every time. Yeah.
Interesting.
I'll tell you who later.
I feel like I know who you're talking
and I
about.
feel bad that I embarrassed her. I don't want to do that. But also, like, it's kind of like a job. Like, hey, respect us because this is our money and this is our time.
Because that's why, like, late fees and stuff come into play.
Oh,
because,
yeah. Well, that was the big difference of working at, like, the corporate versus working at the barbershop.
Because, like, our time is important. And if one person is late, then that means we're running late into our next appointment. And it literally throws off our whole entire day. Yeah. So, like, it completely fucks over your whole entire day when one person is running 10 minutes late.
Right.
Even though it doesn't seem like it's a big deal to one person, it means that you're going to be 10 minutes late for the next appointment and the next appointment and the next appointment until your day is over and you're crying in the back room.
Yeah. It was the worst. It was the absolute worst. Or, like, I feel like when you work at the barbershop, you get a totally different thing. So you didn't experience this probably as, well, I'm sure you did. But, like, once you left and after, like, COVID happened and everything, everybody had appointments and everybody was scheduled. Whereas before that, you could just walk in and get a haircut and anybody who was free would take you. But it was a whole new setup with COVID and all these restrictions, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, like, people would schedule out, like, a 3-hour appointment. Like, I want highlights, I want color, I want a cut, I want a blowout, I want all this. And then they don't call or don't show up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, girl, that's like $250.
Right. And like a couple hours of your day.
Right. And now, like, people know they can't just walk in. They have to make an appointment.
Right.
If no one calls in that 2 hours or 3 hours, even sometimes 4 or 5 hours, like, if nobody calls in that time, I now make no money for the day.
Right.
And I can't be home with my family because I'm scheduled to be here.
Yep.
It's such a waste of freaking time.
So frustrating.
Let's get back to happy.
Okay.
What's the happy?
I have a happy story.
Yeah.
So when I worked at the chain, I had this one client came in, and he I think he had autism, but like very like on the spectrum, like
Oh, I have a
nonverbal.
story. Yeah. Go
And
ahead.
he was nonverbal, and he didn't really know, like he had a lot of sensitivity to
he in
like
a wheelchair?
touch. No,
Oh, okay.
he was not in a wheelchair, but he had a lot of sensitivity to touch, and he would like, like
Oh,
wince
yeah.
a lot, and he didn't like people
That
to touch
happens
him
a lot more than you would think.
a lot.
People are very sensitive, like their skin is sensitive, or they have sound sensory
Right.
issues. And sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine. So this kid, he was so sweet. I think he was a teenager, but I believe his grandparents brought him in. His grandparents were watching him, and they were like, "Listen, he hasn't had a haircut in 5 years. Like I don't even know if he's going to make it through this haircut, but we're trying to give it a shot because he needs it so desperately that we're willing to try anything. We've taken him to like 20 different places to try to get his hair cut, and he just can't make it through. And I cut his hair. It took me about 45 minutes because I was going like super slow, and like I would let him know like before I was going to touch him, I would let him touch the clippers and
hear the sound, feel the vibration.
So I got his haircut, and the grandmother cried her eyes out. And she gave me the biggest hug, and she goes, I don't think you understand how much this meant to me and our family.
Yeah.
That he was able to get a haircut.
That is
like,
so sweet.
Of all things. Like a haircut.
I had a
it like touched their lives.
I know. That's the thing about doing hair. Like sometimes the stories can be like so petty and so stupid, and then you get these emotional like you could never have that experience anywhere else.
I know.
I had a woman. She came in the door and like fell into my arms. Like she like walked in and was like, oh, and just like fell into my arms and was like hugging me, and I was like, hi, I'm so sorry, I'm here for you. Like, who are you?
Who are you? And why are you?
I mean, I've maybe seen her like once or twice before, but she was just very like, and she fell into my arms, and she was like, I'm so sorry, hold on, like let me get myself together, and she's crying, and I was like, okay, and she's like, I'm here for a haircut, and I bring her back, and she's like, I'm here to shave all my hair off because I just found out.
God, no.
Not only did I find out I have cancer, but I beat it, and it just came back, and I haven't even told my family yet. And I was just like,
oh, fuck.
Like, it is, I mean, it's so beautiful in a way because these people, like, people share the craziest.
Oh my God, dude. If that happened to me, I would have just bawled my eyes out.
I did. Well, there was also one other, I don't know if I even want to talk about it, honestly. I don't know if you remember, there was a guy that used to come in that had a sick granddaughter.
I do. Yes.
She was like, what? I'm going to literally cry on this podcast right now. She was probably like 2 or 3 or 4. Yeah. Like, she was super young. And he finally, like, after years of him just sitting by her side in the hospital, like, she finally passed away. And he told me the story. And the whole time I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm here for you. And he showed me a picture of her pass away.
Oh my God.
Trigger warning. I'm so sorry.
Trigger warning to dead people.
Oh, it was like he showed me a picture of her in the bed, like, and I was like, oh, I'm here for you. I am so sorry. And like everyone in the whole salon was just like, because everyone has cut his hair. Everyone knows this guy. Everyone knows the story. He's like, he's crying, and you're trying to be strong, and you're like. And he left, and I think I canceled an appointment or gave it away to someone else. I was like, I cannot do the rest of my day. Like, I was in the back room just bawling my eyes out. Ugh. I did hold it together until he left.
Yeah.
But then after that, I was like, I'm done.
There's no way.
I need to go home.
No.
Especially, I don't know how, like, nurses and, like, doctors and stuff do
I have
it. Like,
no idea. Like, I would never. I was going to be a nurse, too. I had every intention when I was in high school to go into nursing. Yeah. And I would have never made it. ever.
Rock my
the boat,
ass.
don't rock the boat, baby. Rock the boat. Don't tip the boat. Weenie.
Don't sing too much. Or else.
My name is Jerry.
YouTube gods are coming for us.
Jerry. My name is Jerry. Jerry.
So everybody, I don't know if we talked about him before. This is Mr. Jerry Wiener Boy Butt. That's his full name. Normally we call him. What do you call him?
The wettest wiener boy.
Show him.
Show the wettest wiener
Show
boy.
it. Show it to the world. No. The hairs.
That is not his wiener. That is his wiener hair.
All right, he has a lot of hair, and like I said, we're fine with
But
if
he's
you want
so
hair.
cute.
That's fine.
Look at that cutest wiener boy butt. He's so cute.
But he's so small, and when he like crouches down to pee, sometimes you don't know if he's crouching or if he's just standing because he's already so close to the ground.
Is the mic on?
Check, check. So in order for her to know if he peed or not, she has to check his little wiener hairs and see if they're wet.
Yep. If his wiener hairs are saturated, I know he went pee-pee.
That's how you know. Check the wiener hairs.
I know, you know, you know, you know, you know.
So,
Anyway,
we're off topic already.
I don't remember where we were.
Talking about stories about cutting hairs. Do you have more stories?
Um,
I do.
Okay, go.
Actually, you were just talking about someone with autism. And it reminded me of a story I didn't even write down or take notes about.
There you go.
So here we go.
Trigger warning. Just
I
kidding.
had a friend that used to come in, but at first, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of hated this guy.
Cool.
We came in. He's like, "Hi, my name is."
Cheeky! Cheeky!
No!
Cheeky!
Give him a normal name. Like, you gotta take it seriously. Jerry Wienerboy Butt.
Mumbo.
Okay, my name's Mumbo. No, it sounds mean. My name's Jeff.
Sean.
Jeff.
And my name's
His name's Jeff. Get it right.
What?
So Jeff,
What?
he's like, my
What?
name is Jeff. So he's like, my name's Jeff. I have a really good job.
My name's Jeff.
I drive a car. And I'm awesome. And
Yeah.
I was just like, this
Cool.
guy.
This guy, Jeff.
This guy. And he's like, I want my hair cut like this. And I want it cut like this. And then I will tip you exactly this amount and I will leave. And I'm just like,
Cool.
okay. All right, Jeff. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah.
And then he comes back and he's like, oh, I just love the way you cut my hair. I think everything's going great with us and I'm going to keep coming back to you. And I was like,
Great.
Wow, I'm so grateful for you coming back. Nah.
Relieved.
So, like, over time, he started to say things like, I was at the point in my career where I would make like suggestions. I'd be like,
Mhm.
oh, you should do like a fade here or
Right.
bring your sideburns up a little higher or, whatever. Like try to make them more cool, more modern.
Mhm.
And he was kind of like, I'm going to keep it the same.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask my parents like what they think. And then if they think it's good for me to make a change, I'll let you know and we'll do that next time. And
Okay.
I'm like, all right. And then like after a few more times he was there, I was like, you're like a grown man that's like gotta be in your 30s.
Right.
Like, I think it's time you just make your own decisions
Right.
about your haircut, Like,
Yeah.
you gotta have your own personality. And
Mm-hmm.
he said,
Live your life, man.
he's like, I don't know if you ever heard of this before or if you're aware. I have autism.
Mm.
And
That
I was like,
makes sense.
like he had a job at, and this is totally my like stupid stereotype brain,
Mhm.
assuming that someone who has autism or is on the spectrum at all or anything like could not have a good job or drive a
No.
car. Like,
A lot of people with autism lead normal lives.
I know, and that's so stupid of me. Like, I didn't know any better. And
Right.
he actually, that's what's so beautiful about the story is he made me very aware. And I actually have a nephew that has autism.
Right.
And he, like, we ended up having such beautiful conversations because I realized, like, my nephew has, like, I don't want to say hope. I don't know. He has, like, this, he could end up being, I don't even want to say normal. What am I saying? But he could end up having a job or
Right.
having a girlfriend
Right.
or having a life
They
with
live-
friends, and
They live
you
very
know,
normal lives.
yeah, I know. And
Like,
I
if
guess
they didn't
because
tell
my
people-
nephew was so young at the time, like he
Right.
was only like probably 2 or 3. We just found out he's not talking, and then like someone comes into my life who, like, he had a job. I don't know if you remember, there was like a corporate building around the
Yes, I
corner that
know.
a lot of people worked at. Like, he worked there. He had like a good
CBK.
CBK.
Yeah.
He worked at CBK. And and like, I don't know. He's had a good job. He made a lot of money. Started making sense.
They made great money
Mhm.
at that building. I cut a lot of people's hair that worked there.
Yes.
And they made fantastic money.
Yeah, and like, I'm embarrassed right now to think anybody on the spectrum couldn't do that. My nephew is smarter than like anybody I
But
know.
I don't think it's necessarily insulting. I think it's just lack of knowledge. Like, if
That's
you
what I'm
just if you're
saying.
not
It's-
educated about something, you just don't know.
It's ignorant. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
ignorant. I was very ignorant to think that. But him, like, sharing this information with me was so eye-opening and
Mhm.
so cool. And I feel like I would tell other people, like other girls we work with, I'm like, yeah, so like he's weird, he's on the spectrum. Like, no, he's not weird
Right.
at all.
Right.
He's like smarter than all of us.
I know.
He's like,
dude, people
the-
with autism are some of the smartest people I've ever
I
met in my
know.
entire life. Like, not even joking.
my nephew,
He's
before he could talk,
right.
could he would make you read all the names of every dinosaur, and if you got it wrong, he'd be like,
Mm-mm.
reread it, bitch.
Bitch.
He couldn't talk, but he'd be like,
Bitch.
You
You're
could tell
wrong.
his face was saying, bitch. Sorry, mom.
That's probably why this hit so close to home, though, because
Yeah,
you
but
have
it's
a
like
nephew.
the universe was like, you need this
Right.
in your life.
Yep.
So he's telling me he has a job.
Mhm.
That's why when he first came in, he's like, I got a job, I make money.
Yep.
And I'm like, this guy is a piece of work.
This guy.
And he worked for 10 years trying to get a job.
Right.
And and he is so proud of himself and wants to share it with the world. Like, who was I to be
Right.
like, this guy is so
Yeah.
proud of his job and proud of his money, and here, like, I don't know, he like climbed a
See,
mountain
that's
to
why
get
I
there.
always say never judge a book by its cover.
Mm-mm.
I always give people the benefit of the doubt, which sometimes backfires.
Yeah.
But I always try to give people the benefit of the doubt before I immediately judge. I'm like, okay.
That is, like,
okay.
The number one most beautiful thing that cutting hair taught me was, like, do not judge a book by its cover. You have
Yep.
no idea. Like we said, even like the hardest, most annoying client
Yep.
can like literally change your whole life and like your meaning of life.
Yep.
It's wild.
It's kind of funny
But-
though, because I've had clients that I literally thought hated me and hated the haircut that I gave them.
Mhm.
And then they would tip me like $50.
Yeah.
They would like pay for their haircut and then they would hand me like a $50 bill and they'd be like, great job. See you again in 2
Yeah,
weeks.
I know.
And I'm like, hey, what?
You're like, we didn't even
You
talk.
don't hate me.
But also, like, sometimes they don't want to talk.
I
So
know.
That's the thing they want.
Sometimes
Yeah.
I've had clients that literally come in and tell me that they have had a stressful day and they have talked
Mhm.
all day and they want to relax, because a lot of people find getting their haircut relaxing. Jameson's
And a
one
lot
of them.
people find it extremely
They
uncomfortable.
do.
And they don't want to have conversations. They don't
do,
want.
yes.
A lot of people don't like small talk.
Yes.
And I don't think we do either.
I
think we
try
just
to. I feel
we
like
got
it's
used
more.
to it over the years,
Yeah.
and like, you know what, like, how's your family?
I feel like it's
You
more
know, you know?
awkward to be silent than
Yeah.
it is have the small talk.
Do you have like questions in your back pocket?
Yes.
Me too.
Always.
How's your family?
Yep.
Or do you have a big family?
Yep. If it
Everyone
depends.
can talk about their family.
It depends on
Anyone.
if I have cut their hair or not before.
Mhm.
Because normally I'll take notes about a client.
Oh, yeah.
I put notes in
Literally?
the computer now. Yeah. Like I put notes in the computer, and if I after I cut their hair 3 or 4 times, I'll remember them and I remember things about them.
Yeah.
But until 3 or 4 times, I
It's
have
like,
to
Dave has 3 kids.
Yeah.
1 dog.
Yes. Dog's name
Likes
is
the color
Bruno.
green.
Yeah. I'll be like, how's Bruno?
He's still into
he's-
green, or is it like more of a yellow
Yeah.
season for you?
You remember? Yeah, I remember, Dave.
Your grandpa's still dead? Yeah? All right.
He didn't come back yet? How about your dad? He's gone too? Cool. Sorry about that.
Why is this whole family dead? Poor Dave.
You can join my family.
Sorry, Dave. That's my dad's name.
Sorry, Dave.
Sorry, Dad. I'm glad you're not dead.
Daddy.
Moving on.
Anyway.
What else? You got more? Is it my turn? Or no, I just told mine.
Yeah. I don't know. My brain's...
Let me finish. That was the cutest thing.
Okay.
So this guy that became my friend changed my life.
Why are you talking so quiet?
This guy, he became my friend. And
Tonight on Action News.
no, he told me he got a girlfriend,
Mm-hmm.
and it was so cute, and they were in love. And he was like, "We're having this problem right now," and I'm like,
no.
"Oh, let's talk about it, Jeff. Like, what's going on with you, Jeff? Like, we got to work this out."
Jeff.
And he's like, "Well, sometimes she comes over, and like, I really like to play Nintendo,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm trying to think. Like, I really like to play Mario Kart,
Mm-hmm.
and she really likes to play Mario Party. And now we can't, she comes over, we can never agree what to do.
The struggle.
We don't know how to play together.
Yeah.
I want to play one game, she wants to play the other. It's just very frustrating for us.
Right.
And then sometimes we go to watch a movie.
Yeah.
She wants to watch
Can't decide on the movie. She wants
X-Men.
to watch horror movies, and he wants to
And I want to watch
love
Superman.
movies.
I don't know. But it was like the cutest thing ever, like watching their
That's,
like
heartwarming.
their romance bloom. But also you could tell that he was like fixating on like the small, and I was like, honey, I love you.
Welcome to the real
I
world,
love you
Jeff.
and your cute relationship, but like you'll get over that.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that's not a big hurdle. There's a lot bigger things you're gonna argue
Right.
about someday. Don't worry about it,
Wonder if
Jeff.
they're still together.
Hold on to her tight, Jeff. You got this.
If you're listening, Jeff.
Did you change your haircut ever?
Oh.
Did you get that fade?
You can come to me.
I miss you, Jeff. Thank you for teaching me about life. So, you have any cute stories left? Or are we done with those? Back to the dirties.
I'm sure I do because I have so many clients.
More and more keep like popping up.
I have so many clients that I love dearly, and like they just I look forward to going into work because I see them like in my book.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh yeah, I get to see Bob today.
And Bob's
Yeah.
gonna be like, "Hey, bitch," and you'll be like, "Hey, bitch."
Yeah. Ugh.
Sometimes those are the best. They're not even like moving stories. Or not. It's just like people that are your people.
Yeah, because they.
I remember this
I feel
guy.
like
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Okay. I feel like clients feel like we are also like friends.
Yeah.
And like they'll come in and they'll ask me about my life, and they're like, "Oh, how are your kids?
Yeah.
How's your day going? How's
Can't believe
this?"
she's this age already.
Yeah.
That's wild.
And they're like my friends.
Mm-hmm.
They pay me though. They pay me to be their friend.
I take it. And I spend it on shit.
Spend it on
Rent.
life and bills.
I had this guy come in, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Cutting hair." I was like, "You sit down." And he was like, "You better be done soon." And everyone in the salon was like, "Oh my God." And I was like, "No, we're friends." I was like, "You sit down and you shut up and you wait your turn."
Okay.
And he was my favorite.
so awkward. I'd be like, "Are you in danger? Do you need me to kick him out for you?"
You better not be cutting someone else's hair. I'll come after you. And I was like, you better sit down.
You have your scissors in your hand. You're like, "Get away from me!
I'm gonna cut your hair so fucking short."
I'm gonna cut it so hard."
And we were like besties. You never had people like that? You're like mean to?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
They,
like,
fuck around.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, stop cutting my hair like that. I hate it. And you're like,
Yeah.
shut up and
And then
get
you,
your
like,
hair
slap
cut
them
and
on the
then
side
give
of
me
the
a
head.
big tip
Just
while
kidding,
you're at
OSHA. I never slapped a client.
it. OSHA?
I mean, what's it called?
That sounds right.
OSHA?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's OSHA. If you know
Better
what I'm
Business
talking
Bureau?
about, the Better Barber
I
Bureau.
don't know nothing about it.
Client CPS, Client Protective Services,
Child protectance clients.
Client Protective Children and Clients Protected against protection.
Yeah, well. One time.
What was that?
One time.
At band camp?
One time. All right. Remember we said like a 0 is bald
Mm-hmm.
and
An 8 is an
4
inch.
yeah. So
And
a
a
4 is a half
an
inch, right? 4 is like very common.
Yeah, very.
People who are afraid to be like bald but afraid
Right.
to be long, they're like,
4.
give me a 4 on the
Yep.
sides.
Absolutely.
So I was doing a 4 in
Mm-hmm.
the back of the head, and my clip broke off.
No.
And I went down to a 0.
No.
That
This is what
is
nightmares are made of.
Literally, I've heard that story before, and I was like, that doesn't happen. No, that doesn't happen to anybody. It happened to me.
No.
The clip falls off. You take it down.
Where
you're
was
like,
it on the
zip,
head?
in the back of the head, right? So my heart is literally in my asshole.
Oh my god.
But my face is like,
Yeah.
oh, how's your kids?
Oh
Right?
my
And I'm like,
God.
I got this. I was like, I just think I've been thinking about it, and I feel like you'd be the perfect candidate for a beautiful fade. Let me try something
What if
on
he
you.
says no?
I got ideas, and I want to do it. And he's
Tell me
like,
you said no.
whip it up, do it, baby.
Oh,
and I was
Jesus.
like, all right. And I walked away, and I was like, like, I just did that. I pulled it off. I did it. I was so proud
Dude,
of myself.
I would have been sweating.
It
Okay.
happened again in the same day.
Oh my god.
Because clearly something was wrong with my fork clip. It was
Yeah.
not, it was broken. There was a
Wasn't
piece
attached,
broke. It wasn't
right.
attached right. But in my mind, I'm like, I'll just hold my finger on it and like, it'll be
Oh.
fine. It fell off again.
In the back?
Did it again, right in the back of someone's head.
Oh my
And
god.
I fucking pulled it off a second time.
And then tell me you did not use that floor clip again.
No, I don't think I did.
Okay.
I think I was like borrowing after that. But 2 times in a row, pull it off. I was like, my heart's in my ass, but I'm gonna do this. And I'm just like, hey, sir, I think you look super handsome with super beautiful face. And he was just like, do it up.
You're so lucky
Right?
that they were willing, because if they said no,
I'm like, well, here's the thing.
I accidentally got I
Sir,
shaved you bald in the back of your head, and you have no choice.
here's the thing. Sometimes we make mistakes.
We're humans.
And now I'm wondering, like, do any of our listeners get their hair cut by us? And are they like, was that me? Do I even look good in a fade? Have I been getting a fade for 10 years because this bitch
No reason.
told me I look good in a fade and I don't?
It was all.
Everybody looks good in a
It was
fade.
an accident. Sometimes the best things in our life happen on accident,
Mm-hmm.
like a fade.
That was your life lesson,
Bob
Bob.
and Charles.
Yes, no real names were used in the making of this podcast. Except for mine and Jerry Wienerboy Butts.
Yeah.
And hers.
That happened to me recently. Except
Really?
no,
Oh.
except it didn't happen to me at all.
Oh. What else you got? Actually, that never happened to me.
I'm not even joking. It was my foreclip,
Mm-hmm.
and it snapped off. I put it on, and I was cutting the hair, but it snapped off as I came off of the head.
Oh.
So I didn't
caught
accidentally. Yes, it broke off because I used the plastic
Mhm.
ones,
Mhm.
and I had to borrow Nicole's because I was like, oh my God, my forklift just broke.
That's what happened
Like,
with mine.
out
Like
of
there's a piece
nowhere.
of plastic just
Yeah, the
breaks
little
off and then the whole
tab.
thing doesn't hang on
So
anymore.
luckily my boss had another set, but
Mine was like one side of the tab. That's why I thought it would
Oh.
like stay on.
yeah,
It didn't.
nope.
It didn't
Lesson learned.
Mm-hmm.
If you got a fade by her and you didn't want one, please let us know. Write in.
Right.
We would love to know how your hair
Send
journey.
us an email.
How's your
Hey,
hair
listen,
journey going?
can
Especially since COVID.
Can I say something to our friends and family?
Yeah.
If you do ever write in the story, we're going to give you our email address.
I will put it right here. I'll put it link in bio.
What does it say? Just kidding.
Right here. This is our email address.
Say, send in
Right
to our
here.
email address, which is don'tbeapants2
At
gmail.com.
Yeah.
So you write there, and I want you to write in the subject, like, what your story is about. Because I know we talked about a couple subjects, like, hey, write in about this. Hey, write in about that. There's no way we're going to be able to sort through and read every single email.
So if you put it in the subject, we'll know what it's about.
Yeah. Like, I think we talked about wedding stories or wedding nightmares.
Or if you cut hair, we would love to do another hair cutting story.
Send in hair cutter story.
Okay. Real word? Send in hair cutting
stories. Or like anything. Embarrassing stories. Yeah. Horror stories.
Conspiracy theories that you want us to research.
Yeah, conspiracy theory. We would love to do an episode on
We're going to do an episode of conspiracy theories.
Yeah. Send in your favorites. Or literally ask us questions. What do you want to hear about us? What do you want to know about us?
We can do an episode about us.
We do like every episode. That's literally what they're here for.
Ah. All right.
Do we have any more like hair stories? What you got?
I don't know. I probably do.
Are we ready to wrap it up?
I'll probably think about it as soon as we stop recording. I'll be like, oh, I should have told that one. But I'm sure we'll do another one.
Let's have a part 2. And like maybe we can share other people's, or maybe like we can talk to some of the girls we used to work with.
So write in about your hair cutting story.
If you used to work with us and you like miss us so much and love us so much and you're like, oh my God, then like text me.
Yeah.
And be like, hey, I remember this story.
Or
and I'll be like, yeah, I'm going to read it on my podcast.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we love you. Thanks for listening. Let us know if you want us to do ASMR. We're still considering it. I'm never listening to this. I'm gonna die.
ASMR.
Okay, I hate everything. I love you, everyone. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sending us emails and love and likes and subscribe.
Like and subscribe to our channel.
Oh, 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 oh.